A Ford dealership outside of San Antonio has so many F-150s sitting on its lot right now that they had to rent a field across the street just to park the overflow. And they are not the only ones. All across this country, truck dealerships are drowning in inventory. They cannot move them. The lots are full, the showrooms are dead, and every single day those trucks just sit there while the dealer bleeds money. But the best part is, they did this to themselves. Every markup, every hidden fee, every bait and switch they pulled during the pandemic, the bill just came due. So, how bad has it actually gotten? Go back to 2021 and 2022. Remember what it felt like walking onto a truck lot during the pandemic shortage? There was almost nothing to buy. Maybe 6 trucks on the whole lot, half of them already spoken for, and every single one of them had a little sticker next to the window sticker. Market adjustment, $10,000, $15,000, sometimes $20,000. A Chevy dealer outside of Houston was slapping $12,000 markups on every Silverado that rolled off the transport truck, and they were selling everyone because the buyer had no other option. You could not walk down the road and get a better deal. The dealer down the road was doing the exact same thing. It was coordinated greed across every brand and every zip code in the country. And it was not just the sticker price. The finance offices were running wild too. $4,000 paint protection packages, $1,000 nitrogen tire fills, products nobody wanted buried in the paperwork added before the customer even sat down. And the worst part, the dealers who had been building relationships with repeat customers for decades treated those people the worst. The loyal guy who bought his last 3 trucks from the same salesman got the same $12,000 markup as everybody else. Loyalty meant nothing. The only thing that mattered was what you would pay before walking out. Dealer profit margins during the pandemic were the highest in the history of the car business, and nobody forced them to do any of it. There was no law that said they had to charge over sticker. They chose to, and they assumed the party would never end. Can you guess how that worked out? Because the trucks came back. The factories started running again. The inventory started filling up. But something else happened that the dealers never planned for. The customers did not come back with it. A Ram dealer on the outskirts of Scottsdale, Arizona is sitting on over 6 months of unsold inventory right now. The sales guys on that lot started calling the back road the graveyard because those trucks have been sitting there so long they are covered in a layer of desert dust. The Ram 1500 across the country is averaging 162 days of supply. That means if Ram stopped building trucks tomorrow, it would take more than 5 months to sell what is already on the ground. The GMC Sierra is at 117 days. Even the Chevy Silverado is pushing close to 100, and nobody is talking about the part that actually matters. Every single one of those trucks is costing the dealer money while it sits there. Dealers do not own that inventory outright. They borrow money from a bank to stock their lots. That is called a floor plan loan. And every day a truck sits unsold, the dealer is paying interest on it. We are talking $30 to $50 per truck per day. So, a mid-sized dealer with 200 trucks sitting for 4 months is burning through over $700,000 in floor plan interest alone. But it gets worse than that, because the reason people stopped buying trucks is not complicated at all. They literally cannot afford them anymore. The average monthly payment on a new truck in America right now is $773. Stop and think about what that means for a working family. That is more than a lot of people pay in rent in half the towns in this country. And 1 in 5 people who financed a truck in the first quarter of 2026 are paying over $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month just to drive to work. The average full-size pickup now costs $65,964. And just to be clear, that is not a loaded King Ranch with every option checked and leather seats warmed by angels. That is the average across every trim level in the country. A Ford dealer in rural East Tennessee used to be the kind of place where a farmer or a contractor could walk in, buy a base model F-150 work truck, shake hands, and drive it for 10 years. Those days are gone. The cheapest truck on their lot right now starts around $44,000. And that is before the tax, the title, the registration, and whatever creative math the finance office decides to run on your deal. Over the last decade, blue-collar wages in this country grew about 38.7%. Truck prices grew 53.1%. The trucks went up almost 15 points faster than the paychecks of the people who actually need them. Honestly, I think that is the most damning number in this entire video. The people who built this country with their hands, the ones who actually use a truck bed for work and not just hauling groceries on a Saturday, they have been priced out of the thing they need most. And the dealers helped make it happen by pushing every buyer into the most expensive trim they could talk them into. But wait until you hear what happens when those buyers try to trade in the truck they already have. Right now, 30.9% of every truck trade-in in America is underwater. That means nearly 1 out of every 3 people walking into a dealership owes more on their current truck than it is actually worth. The average negative equity is $7,183, and the people stuck in that hole are paying a monthly average of $932. That is the highest number ever recorded. A GM dealer outside of Nashville has a sales team that dreads Monday morning meetings because the numbers tell the same story every week. 3 out of 10 customers who walk through the door cannot make a deal work even if they want to. The math simply does not add up. A guy comes in wanting to trade his 2022 Silverado. He paid $62,000 for it at the height of the markups. He still owes $53,000 on the loan. The dealer can give him $39,000 on the trade. That is $14,000 in negative equity. If he rolls that into a new truck, his payment blows past $1,000 a month. So what does he do? He thanks the salesman, walks across the lot to his truck, and drives home. He is not shopping somewhere else. He is done, and he is not coming back. This is happening in every showroom in America right now. The pandemic markups inflated the purchase prices. The loans were written at those inflated numbers, and now the trucks have dropped in value, but the debt stayed exactly where it was. The dealers created this trap with their own greed, and now it is the single biggest reason nobody is walking through their doors. Pretty crazy, right? The federal government just showed up with receipts. In April 2026, the FTC settled a $75 million case against a major dealer group for deceptive pricing. Investigators found that 88% of customers paid more than the advertised price, and 68% were charged for add-ons they never asked for. Payment packing, where dealers bake gap insurance, tire protection, and paint sealant into your monthly payment without telling you, was standard practice. This wasn't one rogue finance manager. It was the system. After the settlement, the FTC sent warning letters to 97 dealer groups. The damage, however, is permanent. In 2020, 50% of new car buyers earned under $100,000. By 2025, that dropped to 37%. Meanwhile, buyers earning over $200,000 went from 18% to 29%. The truck market didn't just lose customers. It lost an entire economic class that's never coming back at these prices. In 2017, there were 36 new car models under $25,000. Today, there are 4. A Toyota dealer in Montana now sells Tundras to doctors and attorneys, not ranchers and outfitters. The truck didn't change. The customer did. This isn't a sales slump. It's a permanent shift. What should fix this? Manufacturers need real base trucks, vinyl seats, rubber floors, under $35,000, not $35,000 models loaded with $12,000 in mandatory options. Ram proved it works. They brought back the Hemi V8, added a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, priced aggressively, and sales jumped 25% in Q1 2026. Dealers need transparent pricing, and lenders need to stop writing 84-month loans on trucks that lose 30% of their value in 2 years. But none of this will happen. Dealers who survive will double down on what makes money without selling trucks. Finance and insurance revenue was up 14% per vehicle in 2025. Service departments brought in $164 billion on 276 million repair orders. One dealer group posted its best quarterly profit in 3 years, while selling fewer trucks than any quarter since the pandemic. They raised shop labor rates by 18-hour and added mandatory diagnostic fees. The front of the dealership is dying. The back is printing money. They don't need you to buy a new truck. They just need you to keep paying them to fix the old one. Mary Barra said GM won't chase the $30,000 price point because it's not profitable enough. The working guy who actually needs a truck? He's on his own. Which story hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. Hit subscribe so you catch the next breakdown before your dealer spins the story.